I will teach you to be rich. Section 1. Why most people stay broke. Do you want to stop feeling anxious every time you check your bank account? Do you wish you could enjoy your life, your lattes, your weekend getaways, your favorite restaurants, without guilt, while still building real wealth in the background? What if I told you that it's not only possible, but it's simple, and you don't need to be a finance expert? Give up everything fun or spend hours tracking every single cent. That's exactly what Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich promises and delivers. And in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through the ideas that can transform your financial life forever. Let's face it, money is one of the biggest sources of stress in our lives. It's the silent weight behind your overthinking. It's the reason many people stay stuck in jobs they hate, delay their dreams, or settle for less. But it doesn't have to be that way. Ramit Sethi, an entrepreneur, personal finance advisor, and the best-selling author behind this book, flips the traditional narrative. He's not here to tell you to cut out $5 coffees or stop shopping. Instead, he says, spend extravagantly on the things you love and cut ruthlessly on the things you don't. That alone is a breath of fresh air in a world where financial advice often feels like punishment. Ramit's approach is different because it's based on behavior, psychology, and automation, not shame. He understands that the real enemy isn't ignorance, it's inaction. Most people know they should save money, they should invest, they should have a budget, but they don't, because the entire process feels complicated, boring, and overwhelming. And if you've ever put off opening a retirement account or avoided looking at your credit card balance because you just can't deal with it right now, you are not alone. That's exactly the gap this book and this video aims to fill. Ramit doesn't give you fluff. He gives you a real, step-by-step system that works even if you're not good with numbers, even if you've made financial mistakes in the past, and even if you're starting late. He calls it the 6-week program to financial mastery. But what it really is a blueprint to living your rich life. Now, let's talk about what that means, because it's the beating heart of this entire philosophy. A rich life isn't just about having millions in the bank or retiring at 35. It's about living a life of freedom, meaning, and joy, on your terms. For one person, a rich life could be flying first class to Italy every summer. For another, it could be paying off student loans, buying a house, and sending their kids to college debt-free. For someone else, it might be having the time and money to work a flexible job they love while traveling the country in a van. The point is, you define your rich life, and then you build your financial system to support it. Not the other way around. Ramit's system is built on 3 powerful pillars: conscious spending, automation, and early investing. Let's unpack that for a moment. Conscious spending is about deciding, on purpose, where your money goes. Instead of blindly cutting expenses, you prioritize what matters to you. If you love fashion, you can build space in your budget to shop guilt-free. If you hate cooking, you can eat out regularly. You just have to make room for those joys by cutting ruthlessly in areas that don't bring you value. Automation is the second piece. Most people struggle with finances because they rely on willpower. Ramit says, stop trying to be better with money by force. Instead, set up a system where your paycheck automatically gets divided. Some goes to bills, some to savings, some to investments, and some to guilt-free spending. Once the system is in place, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel bad about spending because everything important is already handled. And then there's early investing, the single most powerful financial habit you can start today. Ramit shows you how to start investing even if you only have a few dollars, even if you don't understand the stock market, and even if you're afraid of making mistakes. The key is starting early, contributing consistently, and letting compound growth do the rest. These aren't random tips. They form a connected system, and this system is designed to run on autopilot. That's the beauty of it. Ramit doesn't want you to spend hours every week stressing about money. He wants you to set it, forget it, and go live your life. Because money should be a tool, not a source of fear. Now here's the most important thing Ramit wants you to know, and it's the core promise of this entire book. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to get started. Too many people wait for the perfect time. They wait until they understand everything. They wait until they have more money, less debt, or the right job. And in the meantime, they lose precious months, or even years, where their money could have been growing, their debt shrinking, and their confidence building. But not you. Because starting right now, you're going to learn everything you need to know to change your financial future. You're going to get the tools, the mindset, and the plan to create your own version of a rich life. Without guilt, without deprivation, and without waiting. Here's what you can expect from the rest of this video. We're going to dive deep into the exact steps Ramit lays out in his 6-week plan. Each week focuses on a different area of your finances, from choosing the right bank accounts, to using credit cards the smart way, to setting up automatic investing, to designing your perfect spending plan. We'll explore each idea in detail, break it down into simple actions, and share real-life examples of people who've transformed their finances using this system. And along the way, I'm going to challenge you to reflect on your own habits, beliefs, and dreams. Because this isn't just about money. It's about you. It's about taking control. It's about designing a life you love, powered by a system that supports you, not stresses you out. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how money works, you'll understand how your money can work for you. You'll walk away with an actionable plan, a clear mindset shift, and most importantly, the belief that yes, you can do this. So get ready. This isn't another boring finance lecture. This is the beginning of your rich life journey. Let's dive in. Section 2. Take control of your money. The mindset shift. Get off the couch. Most people don't hate money. They fear it. They avoid it. They treat it like a monster hiding under the bed. Something you know is there. Something you feel is slowly haunting your life. But you'd rather not shine a light on it because, what if it's worse than you imagined? But here's the truth. Avoiding your money is the fastest path to staying broke. That fear, that avoidance, that silence, it keeps you stuck. And if you want to live a rich life, the very first thing you need to do is get off the couch and face your money. This is where Ramit Sethi draws the line in the sand. In I Will Teach You to Be Rich, he doesn't start by telling you where to invest or how to save. He starts by calling you out, lovingly but firmly. He knows most people say they want to get better with money, but when it comes to actually taking action, they freeze. They procrastinate. They say things like, I'll deal with it next month, or I'm just not good with numbers, or I don't make enough to even bother. But all of that? Excuses, stories, lies we tell ourselves because facing the truth seems scary. The real fear isn't about numbers. It's about what those numbers might say about you. We worry they'll confirm our worst fears. I'm irresponsible. I've failed. I'm behind. I'll never catch up. But here's the shift Ramit challenges you to make. Money isn't moral. It's not a measure of your worth. It's just information. And information, when faced head-on, becomes power. So how do you take control? How do you go from hiding under the covers to standing tall in the financial arena of your life. It starts with one simple step. Face your numbers. Yes, actually log into your accounts. Pull out the statements. Look at your bank balances. Check your credit cards. List your debts. See what's there. This moment, right here, is what Ramit calls the "I'm finally doing this" moment. You don't need to fix everything today. You don't need to know all the answers. You just need to look. Because when you see what's real, you can finally begin to take control. And when you do, something powerful happens. You start to build awareness, and awareness is the foundation of financial change. You realize, oh, I spend $300 a month on delivery and didn't even know it. Or, I'm paying $60 for a subscription I don't use. Or, I've been paying the minimum on a loan and it's barely going down. That awareness, painful or not, becomes your launching pad, and it must be built without judgment. Ramit emphasizes this. Be curious, not critical. You are not here to punish yourself. You are here to learn, to observe, to see where your money is going, and ask, does this align with the life I want to build? If not, you adjust. But you don't need to beat yourself up. There is no shame in facing your finances, only strength. Let's bring this to life with a real story. Imagine two college graduates. Both leave school with $25,000 in student loans. One of them, let's call her Sarah, decides she doesn't want to think about the debt. It feels like too much. So she ignores it. She pays the minimum when she remembers, but mostly, she just pretends it's not there. Over time, the interest grows, her payments barely make a dent, and 5 years later, she still owes almost the same amount. Except now she feels even more overwhelmed, more stuck, and less confident. The other graduate, David, feels the same fear at first. But one day he says, enough. He opens all his accounts. He makes a list of his debts. He calculates how much interest he's paying. And then he makes a plan. He cuts unnecessary spending. He automates his payments. He even picks up a side hustle for 6 months just to attack the balance. 2 years later, David is debt-free. Not because he had a high-paying job or a magic secret, but because he faced it and took action. That's the difference. Not knowledge, not income, courage, the willingness to look, to learn, and to act. This is where Ramit's message really hits home. So many people think they need to be perfect with money to start improving. That's backward. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Taking control isn't about mastering complex spreadsheets or understanding every detail of the stock market. It's about saying, I'm no longer willing to be in the dark. That mindset shift alone can change everything. So, let's make this practical. Here's what you can do today to take control of your money. 1. Log into all your financial accounts. Check your checking and savings accounts, your credit cards, your student loans, your mobile money balances, everything. 2. Write down your balances. Create a simple list. How much you have, how much you owe, where your money is going each month. 3. Track your spending. Use a free app like Mint or a simple spreadsheet to look at your last 30 days of spending. Where is your money actually going? Identify one leak. Pick one expense that's not bringing you joy or value, and commit to reducing or eliminating it. 5. Celebrate the step. Seriously, don't just gloss over it. Acknowledge yourself. I did it. I'm in the game now. Remember, this isn't about becoming a financial expert overnight. It's about flipping the script, from fear to clarity, from avoidance to action, from I'm not good with money to I'm taking control. And if you're still hesitating, still stuck in that cycle of maybe next week, let me ask you this reflective question. What's one money task you've been avoiding? And what would happen if you did it today? Really sit with that. Maybe it's checking your credit report. Maybe it's canceling that subscription. Maybe it's calling your bank or opening a high-yield savings account. Whatever it is, do it today. Not perfectly. Just begin. Because the truth is, you don't build a rich life by sitting on the sidelines. You build it by standing up, stepping forward, and taking control. One small, courageous decision at a time. So if you've been on the couch, overwhelmed, unsure, or scared, this is your moment. Get up. Step in. Your rich life is waiting, and it starts with taking control of your money. Section 3. Beat the banks. Set up the right accounts. Let's talk about something most people don't even realize is quietly draining their wealth. Their bank. Yes, the very place you trust with your hard-earned money might be one of the reasons you're not building wealth as fast as you could. It's time to beat the banks at their own game and make your money work for you, not against you. And it starts with setting up the right accounts. Ramit Sethi is brutally honest about this in I Will Teach You to Be Rich. He doesn't sugarcoat it. Most traditional banks are terrible. They hit you with fees, offer you almost zero interest, make it difficult to access your money when you need it, and bury you in paperwork and fine print. And what do you get in return? A lollipop and a thank you for being a valued customer. But let's be real. If your bank is charging you a $3 monthly maintenance fee, that's $36 a year, just for holding your money. Now imagine you leave that account open for 20 years. That's $720 gone, not including overdraft fees, ATM charges, or low balance penalties. And that's a conservative estimate. Many people end up losing thousands over the years to bad banking practices. And they don't even realize it's happening. This is where Ramit steps in and says, you deserve better. You deserve accounts that support your goals, grow your money, and give you full control. The good news? Setting this up takes less than an hour. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need a financial advisor. You just need a smartphone or laptop and the willingness to make a smart choice today. So let's break it down. The first thing you need is a no-fee checking account. This is your central hub for managing money. Your spending account, your bill pay account, your financial base. And the key here is no fees. Look for an online bank or credit union that doesn't charge you just to hold your money. Ideally, you want features like free bill pay, no overdraft fees, no minimum balances, and access to a wide ATM network. Online banks often win here because they don't have the overhead of physical branches, so they pass the savings on to you. Institutions like Charles Schwab, Ally, Capital One 360, or local digital banks in your country often offer stellar checking accounts with all the features you need, and none of the nonsense. Next, you need a high-interest savings account. This is where your short-term goals live. Think emergency fund, vacation savings, down payment fund, or any future you money. Again, most big banks offer insultingly low interest, sometimes 0.01% or less. That's basically nothing. But online banks and fintechs now offer savings accounts that yield 4% or more annually. That's the power of compound interest working for you, silently growing your wealth while you sleep. Let's compare. Say you keep $5,000 in a traditional bank savings account, earning 0.01% interest. After a year, you'd earn 50 cents. Yes, 50 cents. That's not even enough to buy a soda. Now, put that same $5,000 in a high-interest savings account earning 4%. After a year, you'd earn $200. Over 10 years, that's over $2,400 in free money, just by parking your money in the right place. Even more, once you link your checking and savings accounts, you create a money system that flows seamlessly. You get paid into your checking account. A portion automatically transfers to your savings. No guilt, no stress. This isn't about budgeting every penny. It's about building a system that does the hard work for you in the background. Ramit is big on automation, and this is the first step toward it. When your accounts are optimized and connected, it becomes 10 times easier to automate your finances in the next stages of your rich life. Now, some of you might be thinking, but switching banks is a hassle. And yes, it does take a bit of effort, maybe 30 minutes of research, and another 30 to set up new accounts and transfer your balance. But remember what's at stake here. This small decision today can translate into thousands of dollars in your future. Let me give you a real example. A friend of mine, let's call her Michelle, was banking with a legacy institution that charged her $5 a month just to keep a checking account open. Add in another $2.50 every time she used an out-of-network ATM, plus the occasional $35 overdraft fee, and she was losing over $200 a year. But she didn't even notice. It was all happening in the background. Then she read, "I will teach you to be rich." She took Ramit's advice to heart. She opened a no-fee checking account with an online bank, switched to a high-interest savings account earning 4.25%, and connected everything through a clean dashboard. Within the first year, she saved $250 in fees and earned over $300 in interest. That's over $500 in a single year, just by switching accounts. And she didn't have to lift a finger after the setup. That's the power of having your money system working for you. So here's your challenge. Take 20 minutes today and research a no-fee online bank. Look at the top-rated checking and savings accounts in your country. Compare fees, interest rates, and features. If it's better than what you're using, switch. Yes, really. Don't let inertia rob you of your future. The financial world is changing. You're no longer stuck with the same bank your parents used. You don't have to accept lousy interest rates or get penalized for not having thousands of dollars sitting in your account. You have options, and those options can save or earn you hundreds, even thousands, over time. Remember, your bank should serve you, not the other way around. Every dollar you save in fees or earn in interest is a dollar that can go toward your rich life. Whether that's traveling, buying your dream home, or simply sleeping better at night, knowing you're financially stable. This is what beating the banks is all about. Not fighting them head-on, but outsmarting them. Walking away from bad deals. Choosing tools that align with your values and your goals. Taking back control. So, are you ready to stop letting your bank steal your future? Are you ready to make one powerful decision that could set you up for years of growth? The choice is yours. Just 20 minutes of research, and you could be well on your way to building a money system that works like magic in the background. Silently, automatically, powerfully. Your rich life doesn't begin with making more money. It begins with keeping more of the money you already earn and putting it in the right place to grow. So let's start there. Open the right accounts, beat the banks, and take the first step toward financial freedom. Section 4. Conquer credit cards. Use debt to build wealth, not fear. Let's face it, credit cards have a bad reputation. For many people, they're a symbol of financial stress, anxiety, and regret. Late-night purchases, minimum payments, and interest piling up like a mountain you can't climb. But here's the truth that Ramit Sethi makes crystal clear in "I Will Teach You to Be Rich." Credit cards are not evil. Misuse is. Used the right way, credit cards can be one of the most powerful tools in your financial arsenal. They can help you build a strong credit score, earn amazing rewards, protect your purchases, and even open doors to wealth-building opportunities like low-interest mortgages or business loans. But you have to play the game smart and intentionally. So why does this matter so much? Because bad credit doesn't just affect your finances, it affects your life. Your credit score determines whether you can rent a nice apartment, qualify for a home loan, or even land a job. Yes, employers sometimes check your credit report. And if you're swimming in debt, missing payments, or letting your score plummet, you're closing doors you may not even realize are out there. This section is about flipping the script. Instead of fearing credit, we're going to master it. Instead of letting debt control you, you're going to take back the reins. You'll go from surviving with credit cards to thriving with them. Let's start with the first step, paying off your debt the smart way. If you've got multiple credit cards with balances, you need a plan. Ramit recommends two popular strategies, the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. With the debt snowball, you start by paying off your smallest balance first, regardless of the interest rate, while making minimum payments on the others. As soon as that smallest debt is wiped out, you roll its payment into the next smallest one. The psychological wins stack up fast, and you build unstoppable momentum. The debt avalanche, on the other hand, focuses on math. You pay off the card with the highest interest rate first, saving more money over time. It's less about emotion and more about efficiency. Which one is better? The one you'll actually stick to. Pick a method and start today. Don't overthink it. Just start. Once your plan is in place, automate your minimum payments for every card. This protects your credit score and eliminates the risk of forgetting a due date. Then, choose your focus card, the one you're actively attacking, and throw every spare dollar at it until it's gone. While you're at it, you'll want to optimize your credit score. There are 5 key factors that determine your score. 1. Payment history, 35%. Do you pay on time? Automating helps here. 2. Amounts owed, 30%. This is where utilization matters. Try to keep your credit card balances below 30% of your total limit. Under 10% is even better. 3. Length of credit history, 15%. Don't close old cards. They help you. 4. Credit mix, 10%. A variety of accounts, credit cards, loans, helps. 5. New credit inquiries, 10%. Don't apply for too many cards at once. Let's take a real-world example. Meet David. A few years ago, he had a credit score of 580. His finances were a mess. 5 maxed-out credit cards, multiple missed payments, and no real plan. He avoided his bills, let his mail pile up, and carried a deep sense of shame every time he swiped his card. Then he stumbled across, "I will teach you to be rich." Something clicked. He realized credit didn't have to be a monster under the bed. He used the debt avalanche to tackle his high-interest cards. He automated payments. He started making small lifestyle changes, like skipping takeout and applying the savings to his focus card. In just 2 years, David went from 580 to 760. That's not just a number. It's a whole new life. He was able to buy his first home with a low mortgage rate, qualify for premium credit cards with travel rewards, and even land a job at a financial services company, something that would have been impossible with his previous credit history. That's the transformation we're aiming for. And here's the best part. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. The shame? Leave it behind. The fear? Push through it. What matters is taking consistent small steps toward owning your credit story. Let's talk about the upside. When you have excellent credit, the world opens up. You can qualify for cards that offer cash back, travel points, purchase protection, and even rental car insurance. You can access 0% APR balance transfer offers to eliminate debt faster. You get treated as a financial adult, not someone who needs to pay to use their own money. Ramit often reminds readers that the rich life isn't about deprivation. It's about conscious spending. When you use credit cards intentionally, you can spend on the things you love, guilt-free, while building credit, earning rewards, and keeping your financial life secure. Now, credit card hacking and reward optimization can come later. For now, your focus should be on responsible use and debt elimination. Use one card for consistent, necessary expenses, like groceries or gas, and pay it off in full every month. No carrying a balance, no interest, just smooth sailing. Let's pause for a second. Here's your reflective question. What's your current credit score? And what's the first step you can take today to improve it? Check your credit report. It's free once a year at annualcreditreport.com in the US. There are also apps like Credit Karma that give you updates and suggestions. Knowledge is power. Don't be afraid to face your number. It's just a starting point. So what can you do today? Automate your minimum payments. Choose your debt strategy. Snowball or avalanche. Start attacking your highest interest debt, or your smallest one. Check your credit report and fix any errors. Keep your utilization low and avoid opening unnecessary accounts. And finally, shift your mindset from fear to power. Credit isn't the enemy. When used wisely, it's a bridge to the rich life you deserve. You just have to walk across it, step by step, day by day, with purpose and clarity. Debt doesn't define you. Your score isn't your worth. What matters is the direction you're heading, and your decision today could shape your financial destiny tomorrow. So, go ahead. Conquer those credit cards. Use debt as a tool, not a trap. And take one bold step closer to the confident, financially free life you know is waiting for you. Section 5. Automate your money. The engine of the rich life. Imagine this. You wake up on a Monday morning, make your favorite cup of coffee, scroll through your phone, and head to work or class, completely unaware that it's payday. No scrambling to move money around. No stress about paying bills. No guilt about spending on a dinner out or a weekend trip. Why? Because everything is already taken care of. Automatically. This is the financial magic Ramit Sethi teaches in I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And it all starts with one revolutionary idea: automation. Automation is the engine behind the rich life. It's the quiet, consistent, behind-the-scenes system that moves your money exactly where it needs to go, without you lifting a finger. It works while you sleep, travel, rest, or binge-watch your favorite show. And it does the one thing most people fail at. It removes willpower from the equation. Let's be honest, humans are terrible at budgeting. We get excited, make a detailed spreadsheet, track every expense for a week or two, and then life happens. We forget. We get tired. We buy things we didn't plan for. And before we know it, we're off track again. But systems? Systems never get tired. Systems don't forget. Systems run 24/7. That's why automation is the single most powerful step you can take to build lasting wealth. And the good news? It's easier than you think. Here's how to build your personal automation flow, just like Ramit teaches. Step 1. Direct deposit. Your starting point. When you get paid, whether it's a paycheck from your employer, freelance income, or side hustle earnings, it should hit your primary checking account. But here's the trick. You don't let it sit there for long. From this account, your money should automatically flow to all the places it needs to go. Think of it like a financial waterfall. Your checking account is the top, and the water, your income, flows down into savings, investments, and bills. Step 2. Automate transfers to savings. Immediately set up an automatic transfer, let's say on the same day you get paid, from your checking account to a high-interest savings account. This account is where you build your emergency fund, save for vacations, weddings, or big purchases. The amount? Start small if you need to. Even $25 or $50 per paycheck matters. What counts is not the size, it's the consistency. Over time, this habit becomes your financial safety net. Step 3. Automate investments. Next, automate contributions to your Roth IRA, 401k, or other investment accounts. If your employer offers a 401k, set your paycheck to automatically pull your contributions before it even hits your checking account. If you're self-employed or don't have a 401k, use a platform like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Betterment to automatically invest into your Roth IRA or brokerage account every month. Again, start small. Ramit calls this the 85% solution. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough, consistently. Step 4. Automate fixed bills. Next, set up automatic payments for your rent or mortgage, utilities, internet, phone bill, subscriptions, anything with a fixed due date. This protects your credit score, avoids late fees, and frees up your mental bandwidth. Use your checking account or a rewards credit card paid off in full each month as the payment source. Just make sure you monitor it periodically to catch any price hikes or errors. Step 5. Automate guilt-free spending. Finally, what's left in your checking account after all your automated transfers and bill payments? That's your guilt-free spending money. You can use it for dining out, hobbies, shopping, travel, whatever lights you up. No more second-guessing every purchase. No more spreadsheet agony. You've already handled your responsibilities, invested for the future, and built savings. Now you can spend consciously, with zero guilt. And that's the heart of Ramit's Rich Life philosophy. Spend extravagantly on the things you love, as long as you cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't. Let's bring this to life with a real example. Meet Jessica. She used to dread payday. She'd get paid, feel rich for a day or two, then spend the next 2 weeks stressed and broke. Bills would pile up. Her credit card balances grew. She never felt in control. Then she read, "I Will Teach You to Be Rich." She took one weekend to set up automation. Her paycheck hit her checking account, and from there, $300 went to her savings account. $250 went to her Roth IRA. $1,200 went to rent and bills. And the rest was for spending, without guilt. A few months later, Jessica said something powerful. "I completely forgot it was payday today. That's how I knew my system was working." That's what we want for you. Because here's what automation really gives you. Freedom. Freedom from stress. Freedom from micromanaging every dollar. Freedom to focus on what matters most. Your goals, your relationships, your passion. Still feeling unsure? Here's a simple starting challenge. Set up just one automated transfer this week. From your checking account to a savings account or Roth IRA. That's it. Just one. You can do that in 10 minutes. And once it's in place, let it run. You'll be amazed at how quickly those small, regular deposits add up. Want to monitor it all without lifting a finger? Use tools like Mint, YNAB, you need a budget, or Personal Capital. They sync with your accounts, show you where your money goes, and help you stay on track, without spreadsheet madness. Let's wrap this up with one simple truth. Automation isn't just about money. It's about designing a life where you're in control, not constantly reacting, scrambling, or guessing. It's about peace of mind, confidence, ownership. You don't have to be rich to automate, but automation is how you become rich. Set it up once and let it run for years. Your future self will thank you. So what are you waiting for? Go set up that one transfer, build your engine, and take one giant step toward the rich life you deserve. Section 6. Kill your debt. Escape the trap. Debt is more than just numbers on a screen. It's more than interest rates and balances. Debt is emotional. It's that sinking feeling in your stomach when you open your credit card statement. It's the constant weight on your chest when you think about your future. It's stress. It's guilt. It's shame. And most of all, it's limitation on your freedom, your dreams, and your choices. That's why in I Will Teach You to Be Rich, Ramit Sethi doesn't just teach you how to manage debt. He shows you how to destroy it. Because you cannot build a rich life while dragging around chains. You must cut them loose, not overnight, not perfectly, but methodically, with intention. And the best part? You can do it without sacrificing your life today. Let's start with the truth most people avoid. You cannot afford to ignore your debt. Yet so many do. Out of fear, out of shame, out of overwhelm. They think, I'll deal with it later, or it's not that bad, or everyone has debt. But the longer you ignore it, the deeper the trap becomes. So here's your first step to freedom. Face your numbers. List every single debt you have. Credit cards, student loans, personal loans, car loans, whatever. Write them down with 3 key pieces of information. 1. Total balance. 2. Interest rate. 3. Minimum monthly payment. This list is your debt landscape. It might be scary. That's okay. Be proud you're facing it. Because now you can make a plan. Next, choose your strategy. There are 2 proven methods to pay off debt. The avalanche method. This is the mathematically fastest route. You pay the minimums on all your debts, then throw every extra dollar at the debt, with the highest interest rate first. Once that's gone, you roll all those payments into the next highest rate, and so on. Why it works? High-interest debt, especially credit cards, compounds quickly. By killing it first, you reduce the total interest paid and get out of debt faster. The snowball method. This one focuses on psychology, not math. You pay minimums on everything, but throw your extra money at the smallest balance first. Once that's paid off, you move to the next smallest, gaining momentum. Why it works? You see fast progress, which builds motivation. For people who need wins to stay committed, this can be more effective than the avalanche method. Which is better? The one you'll stick to. Pick one. Start. Adjust later if needed. Now, here's a powerful tip Ramit teaches that most people don't even think about. Call your credit card company and negotiate your interest rate. Yes, it works. It takes 5 minutes, and the script is simple. Hi, I'm a long-time customer, and I'm working on paying down my debt. I'd like to request a lower interest rate on my card. Sometimes they say yes right away. Sometimes they give you a promo rate. Sometimes they say no. But even a few percentage points off can save you hundreds or thousands over time. And you've lost nothing by asking. Here's where this becomes life-changing. Combine your payoff strategy with automation. Once you've picked your method, automate your minimum payments for all cards. Then set up an automatic extra payment toward your target debt, whether that's your highest interest or your smallest balance. Now it's happening in the background. No willpower needed. This is exactly how one of Ramit's readers, Amanda, paid off over $50,000 of student loan and credit card debt in just 4 years. She was a teacher, not earning a huge salary. But she got organized, automated her payments, picked up a side hustle tutoring online, and stuck with her plan. She didn't live like a monk. She still went out with friends. She still bought the occasional treat. But she made consistent progress, month after month, until she was free. When she made her final payment, she said, "It was like I could breathe again." That's the emotional power of being debt-free. It's not just about numbers. It's about possibility. Because here's what debt really steals from you: choice. It dictates what job you can take, what city you can live in, whether you can travel, or even just sleep peacefully at night. It makes you feel stuck, powerless. But when you're free from it, you gain back your voice, your time, your power. So pause and reflect. What would you do if you were debt-free? Would you quit a job you hate, start a business, travel, help your parents, sleep better? That's your why. That's what will keep you going when the road gets tough. And it will get tough. There will be months when it feels slow, when emergencies pop up, when progress feels invisible. But remember, every payment is a step toward freedom. Every dollar you throw at your debt is a vote for the future you want. So, what do you actually do today? List your debts. Choose your strategy: avalanche or snowball. Call to negotiate lower interest rates. Set up automated minimum payments. Set up one automated extra payment to your focus debt. Find an extra $50 a month. A side hustle. A subscription to cancel. A dinner out to skip. Track your progress. Celebrate the wins. Debt is a trap, yes, but it's not a life sentence. Millions have escaped it. You can too. Not with shame, not with panic, but with a plan and action. And the moment you start is the moment you begin to win. Your rich life is waiting. Kill your debt, escape the trap, and don't look back. Section 7. Invest early, automatically, and in the right accounts. If you want to build real wealth, the kind that lets you retire early, travel the world, buy a home without stress, or simply live life on your terms, there's one habit you must master: investing early and consistently. Most people never do. They tell themselves they'll start next year, or wait until they make more. Years go by. They keep working hard, saving a little, and hoping it will all magically work out. But it won't, because saving alone doesn't make you rich. Investing does. This is one of the most important lessons in "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi. He teaches that investing isn't just for Wall Street types or millionaires. It's for you, no matter your income. The secret? Start early, automate everything, and ignore the noise. Let's break this down. Time in the market beats timing the market. Most people try to get fancy with investing. They ask, "Is now a good time to invest?" They wait for the market to crash, or they panic when the market dips. But the truth is clear. The longer your money stays in the market, the more it grows. Here's a powerful example that Ramit loves to share. Imagine two friends, Sarah and Jason. Sarah starts investing at age 25. She puts away $200 per month for just 10 years. By age 35, she stops adding money, but leaves her investments untouched. Jason waits. He starts investing at 35 and puts away $200 per month until he's 65. 30 full years of contributions. Guess who ends up with more money? Sarah wins. Even though she only invested for 10 years, her money had more time to grow. Thanks to the power of compound interest, her investments snowballed year after year. By retirement, she had more wealth than Jason, who invested 3 times as much money but started late. That's the magic of starting early. And it's why your biggest investing advantage is time. Not money, not intelligence, not stock-picking skills. Where to start? 401k, Roth IRA, and index funds. Okay, so you're ready to start. But where do you actually put your money? Ramit simplifies this in the book with a simple plan anyone can follow. Here's what he recommends. 1. 401k or employer-sponsored plan. If your employer offers a 401k, especially with a match, start here. Contribute enough to get the full match. It's free money. Every dollar your employer contributes is a 100% return, instantly. 2. Roth IRA. After you get the match in your 401k, open a Roth IRA. This account lets you invest after-tax dollars, and your money grows tax-free. That means when you withdraw it in retirement, you don't pay a single penny in taxes. It's one of the most powerful tools for building wealth. Third, index funds. Inside your 401k or Roth IRA, choose simple, low-cost index funds. These funds track the market, like the S&P 500, and outperform most actively managed funds over time. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need a financial advisor charging you 1%. Just pick a total market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund and let it grow. Automate your contributions. Once your accounts are open, the next step is to automate. Set up a system where money is automatically transferred to your investment accounts every month. This is crucial. Why? Because most people try to invest after they spend their money. It never works. Life gets in the way. Rent, food, emergencies, entertainment. By the end of the month, there's nothing left to invest. So flip the script. Invest first. Treat it like a bill. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your Roth IRA. Adjust your paycheck to contribute to your 401k. When it happens automatically, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to rely on willpower. Your money starts working for you 24/7. And here's the beautiful part. You can start small. Even $50 a month matters. What matters more than the amount is the habit. Once the system is in place, it's easy to increase it later. You'll barely notice it's gone, but future, you will be very grateful. Ignore the noise. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is getting caught up in financial news. They read headlines like "Market Crash Coming" or "Bitcoin to the Moon" and panic or get greedy. Ramit is clear. Ignore the noise. The market will go up and down. There will be recessions. There will be booms. None of it matters if you're in it for the long term. Just keep investing consistently, month after month. Don't try to time the market. Don't pull your money out during a downturn. That's how people lock in losses. The people who win with money are the ones who stay the course. They trust the system. They understand that short-term pain leads to long-term gain. Real-life example: the $50 breakthrough. One of Ramit's readers, Miguel, was working an entry-level job making $35,000 a year. He thought investing was for rich people. But after reading the book, he opened a Roth IRA and started putting in just $50 a month. At first, it felt pointless. What's $50 going to do? He thought. But over time, he increased it to $100, then $200. 5 years later, his account had over $15,000, and he hadn't missed the money at all. Now he's on track to retire in his 50s, all because he started. You don't need thousands to begin. You need action, a single step. Challenge: open an investing account today. Here's your challenge. Open a Roth IRA or a 401k today. If you already have one, log in. Set up an automatic contribution, even if it's just $50. If you're overwhelmed, just pick one action. Research a low-cost provider like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. Open a Roth IRA. Schedule a recurring monthly transfer. Do something. because every day you wait is money left on the table. Imagine this. You automate $200 per month into a Roth IRA from age 25 to 65. You invest it in index funds. You never touch it. By 65, even with conservative returns, you could have over $500,000. That's $500,000 from just $200 a month. That's the power of starting early, automating your investments, and ignoring the noise. Investing isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about designing a life where money works for you, not the other way around. You don't need to be a stock expert. You don't need to read CNBC every day. You just need to start. Set up your accounts. Automate your contributions. Stay consistent. That's how real wealth is built. That's how you live your rich life. And it all begins with one decision. Start investing today. Section 8. Conscious Spending Plan. Guilt-free spending, not budgeting. What if I told you that you could eat out at your favorite restaurants, take that vacation you've been dreaming of, buy the shoes you've had in your cart for months, and still feel financially responsible? That's the power of a conscious spending plan, a core pillar in Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It's not about clipping coupons or sacrificing your daily coffee. It's about giving yourself the freedom to spend extravagantly on the things you love, while cutting ruthlessly on the things you don't, and doing it without guilt. Let's be honest, traditional budgeting doesn't work for most people. It's rigid, it's exhausting, and it's usually built on the assumption that spending is bad. So, what do? We try to track every dollar, feel ashamed when we overspend, and eventually give up altogether. That's where the conscious spending plan flips the script. Instead of trying to restrict your spending across the board, you intentionally allocate your money based on what actually matters to you. The result? You feel in control. You still enjoy life. And your money quietly builds your rich life in the background. Spend on purpose, not by default. Most people spend reactively. The paycheck hits, and money disappears. Rent, bills, food, random purchases, a few weekend splurges. At the end of the month, they wonder where it all went. A conscious spending plan changes that. It starts by giving your money a job. You decide in advance where your money should go, and it includes guilt-free spending as a key category. That's right. You don't need to feel guilty for spending. If your bills are paid, your investments are growing, and your savings are on track, then enjoy the rest of your money however you want. Designer clothes, weekly brunch, front-row concert seats? Do it without shame. Because it's not about spending less, it's about spending consciously. The conscious spending framework. Ramit breaks your money down into 4 simple buckets. 1. Fixed costs, 50 to 60%. These are your essentials: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, minimum loan payments, insurance. This is the keep the lights on portion of your money. 2. Investments, 10%. This includes your 401k, Roth IRA, index funds, automated contributions to grow your wealth over time. Even if you start with less, the habit matters more than the number. 3. Savings, 5 to 10%. Emergency fund, upcoming big purchases, travel funds, anything you're setting aside for the near future. 4. Guilt-free spending, 20 to 35%. This is the magic zone. It's for the things that bring you joy: shopping, entertainment, date nights, hobbies, DoorDash, whatever makes you light up. No guilt, no shame, just purposeful enjoyment. When you build your spending plan this way, everything is accounted for. You know your bills are paid, your future is growing, you're saving for what matters, and you're still living today. Why budgeting by deprivation fails? Most financial advice starts with one word: cut. Cut your spending. Cut your cable. Cut your coffee. And while there's some truth to the idea of reducing waste, deprivation rarely leads to long-term success. Why? Because it feels like punishment. You're not allowed to enjoy your money. And when you do, you feel like you've failed. The result? People give up. They think they're bad with money, when really, they just followed a system that was broken from the start. A conscious spending plan avoids this completely. Instead of cutting everything, it helps you spend with intention. You choose what to eliminate and what to prioritize. Maybe you don't care about cable or gym memberships or brand-name clothes. Great, cut them out. But maybe you love luxury hotels or buying books or eating sushi every Friday. Amazing. Keep them in your guilt-free spending bucket. That's the beauty of this plan. It's personalized to you. Real example: restaurants without guilt. One of Ramit's readers, Amanda, used to feel awful about how much she spent on food. Every month, she'd look at her bank statement and beat herself up. "Why did I eat out so much again?" she'd ask. But after applying the conscious spending plan, she changed her entire approach. She automated her savings, her investments, and her bills. Then she gave herself $400 a month just for restaurants and cafes. The result? She never felt guilty again. She didn't need to justify that $16 cocktail or the fancy dessert. She had planned for it. The rest of her money was working for her, so this money was hers to enjoy. That's financial peace. How to build your own conscious spending plan. Ready to create your plan? Here's how to get started. 1. Figure out your after-tax income. Know how much actually hits your account each month. That's the number you'll work from. 2. Break it down into the 4 buckets: 50 to 60%. Fixed costs, 10%. Investments, 5 to 10%. Savings, 20 to 35%. Guilt-free spending. If your current numbers are way off, don't panic. This is a process. If 80% of your income is going to fixed costs, that's your signal to make changes over time. 3. Automate what you can. Make sure your investments, savings, and bill payments happen automatically. This reduces decision fatigue and ensures you follow your plan every month without thinking. 4. Track your guilt-free spending, not to restrict it, but to celebrate it. See what you enjoy the most. Are you using it on things that actually make you happy? Or are you defaulting to impulse buys? Awareness makes a big difference. 5. Refine your plan over time. Your spending plan isn't carved in stone. As your income grows, shift more to investments or guilt-free spending. This is about creating a system that evolves with your life. Here's the question to ask yourself right now. What would my rich life look like if I designed it on purpose? Not the life others expect of you. Not a Pinterest-perfect life. Not a frugal, joyless life. Your rich life. Maybe it includes first-class travel, or never having to cook, or sending money to your family without worrying, or owning a home with a backyard for your dog. Whatever it is, make it real. Then use your conscious spending plan to make it happen. Because money isn't just about numbers. It's about designing a life you love, with intention, with freedom, and with joy. And you don't need to wait until you're rich to live that way. You just need a plan that supports it. One that covers your needs, grows your future, and lets you enjoy the present, without guilt. That's what a conscious spending plan does. And that's why it's one of the most powerful tools for building your rich life. Section 9. Save big on big wins. Focus on the 5 key areas. We've all heard the classic advice. Skip your $3 latte every day, and you'll save thousands a year. While that sounds motivating, in reality, obsessing over tiny expenses like that is what Ramit Sethi calls small thinking. It's not the $3 coffee that will make or break your financial future. It's the big wins that really move the needle. If you want to build real wealth and live your rich life, you need to stop sweating the small stuff and focus on the game-changing opportunities that save you thousands, not pennies. This shift in mindset is a total game changer. Instead of being trapped in a cycle of guilt and deprivation over every dollar you spend, you start looking at your finances strategically. You hunt for the big wins, those areas where a little effort or negotiation can lead to massive, lasting improvements in your money situation. Ramit's approach centers around 5 key areas, which, when mastered, create a powerful foundation for financial success. Let's dive into each one. 1. Automate your finances. Automation is the cornerstone of effective money management. When you automate your bills, savings, and investments, you remove the need for constant willpower and decision-making. This isn't just about convenience. It's about creating a system that runs smoothly in the background while you focus on what matters most. Automating your finances ensures you never miss a payment, avoid late fees, and consistently build your savings and investment accounts. It's the difference between "I hope I remember to save this month" and "my money grows automatically without me thinking about it." Imagine how much easier your life becomes when your financial life is set on autopilot. This is a massive win because it frees up your time and mental energy to pursue bigger goals. 2. Negotiate your salary. One of the most overlooked opportunities for financial growth is negotiating your salary. Most people accept their initial offer or settle for small raises without ever asking for more. But a single successful negotiation can increase your income by thousands of dollars annually, and that extra money compounds over your entire career. To put this in perspective, skipping one latte a day saves you roughly $1,000 a year. Negotiating a $5,000 raise is the equivalent of skipping 1,667 lattes, and that's just for 1 year. Over a career, that raise can add up to hundreds of thousands more in your pocket. Negotiation isn't just about salary either. It applies to freelance rates, bonuses, promotions, and benefits. Learning how to advocate for yourself can drastically improve your financial trajectory, making it one of the biggest wins you can score. 3. Eliminate fees. Banks, credit cards, and service providers love to sneak in fees that quietly drain your wealth. Monthly account maintenance fees, ATM fees, late fees, overdraft charges. All of these add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars lost each year. By simply switching to no-fee checking accounts, paying bills on time, and being mindful of where you keep your money, you can save a surprising amount. It might not be glamorous, but it's effective. Those saved fees can be redirected to investments or savings, accelerating your path to financial independence. Ramit stresses that fees are like a tax on stupidity. The good news is, once you understand where to look and what to avoid, eliminating fees becomes an easy win. 4. Conscious spending. Conscious spending isn't just about budgeting. It's about aligning your money with your values. It's intentionally spending on the things that bring you joy, while ruthlessly cutting costs on what doesn't matter. Instead of depriving yourself on everything, you focus your spending on the big wins in your life. This means you might spend more on travel, gadgets, or hobbies, but save and invest smartly in the background. It's a win because it lets you enjoy life while building wealth. No guilt, no deprivation. When you combine conscious spending with automation, you create a powerful financial system that supports your goals while letting you live fully. 5. Smart investing. Investing is how you build real wealth. It's not about luck or timing the market. It's about consistently putting your money to work over the long term. Smart investing means focusing on low-cost index funds, contributing regularly, preferably automatically, and ignoring the noise of market hype and fear. It's a long game, but the power of compounding returns means small, consistent investments today become substantial wealth in the future. By prioritizing investing as one of your big wins, you're leveraging time to multiply your money. This strategy has turned countless everyday people into millionaires, simply by starting early and staying disciplined. Real-life example: the $5,000 raise versus skipping coffee. Let's bring this to life with a simple comparison. Imagine two friends, Sarah and Mike. Sarah decides to save money by skipping her $3 daily latte. Over a year, that adds up to around $1,000. Mike, on the other hand, decides to negotiate his salary and successfully gets a $5,000 raise. Which one has the bigger financial win? Clearly, Mike. His raise is 5 times Sarah's savings from coffee. Now imagine if Sarah continues to skip lattes and Mike keeps getting small annual raises or negotiating bonuses. Over a decade, Mike's approach will have compounded into significantly more wealth. Sarah's small savings, while helpful, won't move the needle nearly as much. The takeaway? Don't get stuck in the trap of penny-pinching small expenses. Focus your time and energy on the big wins that really matter. The challenge: pick your big win and go all in. Now that you know the 5 key areas where you can save big and accelerate your wealth, here's a challenge for you. Pick one big win to pursue this week and go all in. Maybe you start by automating your finances, setting up automatic transfers to savings and investments. Maybe you research how to negotiate your salary and prepare your case for a raise. Maybe you audit your bank accounts and switch to a no-fee online bank. Or you could create a conscious spending plan that aligns with what truly matters to you. Whatever you choose, commit fully. Give it your best effort, and watch how focusing on big wins transforms your financial life. Why big wins matter more than small wins. The truth is, saving $3 here and $5 there helps, but it's not sustainable or exciting. Big wins create momentum and open doors. They change your mindset from scarcity to abundance. They prove to you that managing money isn't about willpower. It's about smart decisions and systems. By focusing on these 5 key areas, you're building a financial foundation that's both powerful and flexible. You're creating a life where money works for you, instead of the other way around. And that's exactly what living your rich life looks like. So, stop sweating the small stuff. Stop feeling guilty about your lattes or impulse purchases. Instead, focus on the big wins, the areas where your effort can create massive, lasting change. When you do, you'll find that wealth building isn't about sacrifice. It's about strategy, intention, and action. And it starts with focusing on the 5 key areas that Ramit Sethi teaches. Now, what's your big win going to be? Section 10. Live your rich life. Define and chase your dream lifestyle. Money is often misunderstood as the ultimate goal, but the truth is, it's simply a tool. A powerful one, yes, but just a means to an end. The real goal is living a rich life, a life that feels full, meaningful, and tailored to your unique values and dreams. This fundamental mindset shift is at the heart of Ramit Sethi's teachings and is what separates those who chase endless money from those who truly live well. The concept of a rich life is deeply personal. It isn't a fixed formula or a one-size-fits-all blueprint. Instead, it's an invitation to define what abundance means for you. For some, it might be financial independence and early retirement. For others, it could be the freedom to travel frequently, support causes they care about, or enjoy certain luxuries without guilt. The key is this: if you don't consciously design your rich life, you'll end up living someone else's version, often dictated by societal expectations, peer pressure, or simple inertia. This is why defining your rich life matters so much. When you have a clear vision of what you want, your financial decisions gain purpose and clarity. You begin to see money as a tool that helps you say yes to what truly matters, and no to distractions or obligations that don't serve your goals. Creating your rich life vision. The first step to living your rich life is to get clear on what it looks like. This means dreaming boldly and without limitations. What would your ideal life include? Would you travel the world, buy a cozy home, launch a passion project, or spend more time with family? What daily luxuries or experiences bring you joy? Don't censor yourself. Write it down in detail. The clearer the vision, the stronger your motivation. This vision isn't about impressing others or ticking societal boxes. It's about what makes you happy and fulfilled. Rich life goals often combine both big dreams and small pleasures. A new guitar for your hobby, a gym membership, gourmet dinners, or an annual vacation. It's a holistic view of abundance that includes time, experiences, relationships, and yes, money. Reverse engineering your financial path. Once your vision is clear, the next step is practical. Reverse engineer the financial path to get there. This means breaking down your dream into achievable milestones and figuring out what it costs. For example, if your rich life includes traveling twice a year, how much will flights, accommodation, and spending money require? If you want to retire early, what kind of savings and investments do you need? Ramit's system focuses heavily on creating a conscious spending plan and automating your finances, but that's just the foundation. The real power comes from aligning your money habits with your life goals. When you know what you're working toward, saving and investing become exciting rather than painful. This process also helps you prioritize. Instead of saying yes to every impulse or societal norm, you say yes only to expenses and commitments that fit your vision. This clarity makes it easier to cut out the noise and focus your resources on what genuinely enriches your life, saying yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. One of the most liberating aspects of defining your rich life is the permission it gives you to say no. No to guilt over spending on your priorities. No to distractions that don't align with your values. No to social pressure to keep up with others' lifestyles. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. By choosing what to prioritize, you free yourself from financial stress and create space for abundance where it counts. Ramit calls this conscious spending, and it's a core pillar of the rich life mindset. For example, if you love dining out and traveling but don't care much about designer clothes or fancy cars, you allocate more of your budget toward your passions and less to things that don't excite you. This intentionality creates satisfaction and prevents burnout from trying to live someone else's version of success. Real-life inspiration, a couple living their rich life. Consider the story of Sarah and James, a couple who used Ramit's system to redefine their financial life. Both had traditional 9-to-5 jobs and were caught in the typical paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. By following the principles of automation, conscious spending, and investing early, they built a stable financial foundation. But more importantly, they took the time to define their rich life. They decided that traveling internationally once a year was non-negotiable, along with maintaining the flexibility to work remotely part-time in later years. They also wanted the freedom to enjoy everyday luxuries, like quality dining and fitness memberships, without guilt. By reverse engineering their financial goals, They realized that consistent saving, investing, and a bit of side income would get them there in about 10 years. They automated their money to flow into investments and savings, cut costs mercilessly on things that didn't bring joy, and negotiated salary raises to increase their income. Today, Sarah and James travel abroad every year, have more control over their work schedules, and enjoy their lifestyle without the typical money stress. Their story shows how a clear vision paired with smart money habits can create a rich life on your own terms. Reflective prompt: your rich life awaits. Now it's your turn. What does your rich life look like? Picture it in vivid detail. The sights, sounds, feelings, and experiences that define success and happiness for you. Once you have that vision, ask yourself, what are you doing today to make it real? Are your spending, saving, and investing habits aligned with this vision? What changes could you make to bring your dreams closer? Remember, living your rich life isn't about waiting for the right time or perfect conditions. It's about starting now with what you have and designing a financial path that lets you chase your dreams unapologetically. Money is the tool that unlocks freedom, but only if you define what freedom means to you. When you do, every dollar becomes a step toward the life you truly want to live. So go ahead, dream big, get intentional, and live your rich life, because it's yours to create. Section 11. Conclusion. Let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered so far on this journey to building your rich life. The first and most crucial step is to take control of your money. That means facing your financial reality head-on, knowing exactly where you stand with your income, debts, and spending habits. Avoidance only keeps you stuck, but when you step up and take ownership, you unlock the door to freedom. This mindset shift is the foundation for everything else that follows. Next, it's essential to set up systems that work for you, not against you. This includes opening the right bank accounts, no-fee checking, high-interest savings, and linking them together so your money flows smoothly. By choosing tools that help rather than hinder, you minimize fees and maximize growth, giving yourself a stronger financial footing. Then comes the game changer: automation. Automating your money means removing the daily burden of willpower and decision fatigue. Your paycheck flows directly into your checking account, then automatically splits into savings, investments, and bills. This steady, hands-off approach ensures you stick to your plan without even thinking about it. Investing early and consistently, especially in retirement accounts like a 401k or Roth IRA, leverages the power of compounding and time. It doesn't matter if you start small. The key is starting now and staying consistent. We also talked about conscious spending, the idea that you don't need to deprive yourself to save money. Instead, you spend extravagantly on the things you love and cut mercilessly on what doesn't matter. This intentional approach to money creates balance, satisfaction, and a guilt-free rich life that's uniquely yours. Now, let's bring this home with the emotional truth. You don't need to be rich to live a rich life. You just need to start. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect job, or the perfect paycheck before they begin taking control of their finances. But here's the reality. The journey to financial freedom begins with a single step, right where you are. It's about making choices today that align with the future you want. You have the power to change your story. Your future is not written yet. It's shaped by the decisions you make now. Imagine waking up without the weight of money stress. Picture living a life where you spend freely on what brings you joy, invest smartly for your future, and have peace of mind knowing your finances are working for you. That's what a rich life feels like, and it's within your reach. This is your moment. You are in control now. What you do next determines your future. Will you continue the cycle of worry and avoidance? Or will you take the steps, small or big, that lead to financial freedom and a rich life designed by you? If this video has helped you gain clarity, motivation, or new insights, here's how you can take action right now. Like the video to support this channel and help others discover this life-changing content. Comment below with your favorite insight or the one step you're committing to take. Sharing your progress not only reinforces your commitment, but also inspires others. Share this video with a friend or family member who needs financial freedom but doesn't know where to start. You could be the spark that changes someone's life. Subscribe to this channel for more deep, practical book summaries and advice that will empower you to live better, think bigger, and grow richer, inside and out. Remember, building your rich life is a journey, not a sprint. Every small action compounds into big results. Start today, keep going, and soon enough, you'll look back amazed at how far you've come. Your rich life is waiting. Go claim it.